So, you're thinking of moving to Palm Coast, Florida, but you're not sure how to estimate your property tax on your new home? That's exactly what we're going to take a look at in today's video. We're going to talk about where to go to estimate your new property taxes, how property taxes are calculated, and what exemptions you may qualify for. And we're going to get after it right now. In today's video, we're going to talk all about property taxes here in Palm Coast, Florida. If this is your first time to the channel, make sure to tap the button below to subscribe, tap the bell for notifications so you'll be the first to be notified anytime we put out new content all about Palm Coast, Florida living and moving to Palm Coast, Florida and the surrounding areas. My name is Stephanie Schulis. I'm with Keller Williams Realty, and we get calls, texts, and emails from people looking to make the move to Palm Coast, Florida every day, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're thinking of moving in the next 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we'll do everything we can to help you make a smooth move to Florida. One of the most common questions I get is, how do I estimate my property taxes on my new house that I'm purchasing in Palm Coast, Florida? And the one thing I have to say is, do not use the current homeowner's taxes as an estimate for what yours are going to be. A lot of people do that. You can see that information publicly available on Zillow. It's on the MLS. It's talked about often. Well, what are the property taxes? And you don't want to use the current owner's property taxes for two main reasons. The first is that they may have exemptions that don't apply to you, and you won't get those exemptions, so it's just a bad estimation. The second is that anytime there's a change in home ownership on the property, it can be reassessed. Properties are reassessed in January every year, and the assessed value has to do with the current market value. In Florida, we have a law called Save Our Homes, which limits the assessed value increases every year to only 3%. The assessed value for full-time residents cannot increase more than 3% a year. So if a homeowner has lived in that home for 20 years, their assessed value is going to be kept very low and their tax rate is going to be much lower. When you purchase this new home, you're going to be assessed on a current market value, so a 20-year difference in market values. That's going to be a huge difference than what you estimated based off of previous ownership. So I do not recommend you ever look and use that as an estimation for what you will pay. The best method to move forward and estimate your property taxes is going to be going to the county property appraiser. So here in Palm Coast, that would be the Flagler County property appraiser, and to use their property tax estimation calculator. It's free. It's going to be the most accurate estimate. Let me stress that again, estimate on what you can expect to pay on certain homes here in Palm Coast, Florida. I mentioned exemptions earlier. Here in Florida and in Palm Coast, there are multiple number of exemptions that you may get for your property tax. Your property tax is going to be calculated by taking your assessed value that the property appraiser assigns to your home minus your exemptions, and that's going to give you your taxable value. So different exemptions that you can get. If you are a full-time resident, you can get a $50,000 exemption, and that's called your homestead. If it is not your full-time residence, maybe it's a vacation home or an investment property, or maybe it's land that there is no home for you to live on, that would not apply, and there would be no homestead exemption for that property. You can also get additional exemptions to that $50,000. You can get one for being a widow or widower. You can get one for being permanently disabled, for blind, for being a senior or being a veteran. You can get $5,000 exemptions in addition to your homestead exemption if those apply. You can get full exemptions if you are permanently disabled veteran, a first responder, or if you are a surviving spouse of either of those. There are specific qualification requirements to be met for each of those, and you can find out more about that on the property appraiser website for the county you're looking to purchase in. One of the questions we often get asked is, when will I know the amount? Not the estimation, but the amount of my tax bill. And each August, the county property appraiser sends out a trim notice. That's your truth in millage notice. It's called a trim notice, and it goes out to all owners, and it's required by law. The notice is very important, so do look for it in your mail. Make sure that if you do have a home that is not your full-time residence, vacation home, investment property, lot, you're going to want to make sure that they have the correct forwarding address to send that mail to you. It's very clear on it. It says do not pay this bill. It's not the bill. It is just the notice of how much you can expect your bill to be, and that happens in August. Like I've mentioned, the taxable value is just the assessed value minus any exemptions. The trim notice is also going to give you information on the millage rates and the taxes estimated by the taxing authorities. So if they're adding a new tax that year or anything like that, that's where you're going to be able to see it. It'll also give you notice on when the public meetings are going to be held to vote on any increases in taxes and things like that. So make sure that you're paying attention to those and participate in those as you see fit. If you think that your property value is being assessed too high, there are certain things you can do, and time is of the essence in this. So when you do get that notice, the very first thing you should do is call the property appraiser and ask to speak to someone about your bill. Make sure you're understanding it. Make sure that they're using correct data. And then you can work with them. If you still think it's wrong, you can work with them to file a claim through the Valuation Adjustment Board. So there are ways to go around it, but there are very strict deadlines on that. So the very best thing you can do is the moment you get that notice, that trim notice, if you think it's inaccurate, to call and talk to someone about it. Get the details on the dates and the deadlines and what your options are. As I mentioned, property values are assessed every January, and you have to file by March 1st of the qualifying year. So if you buy a home in July, you have to go July through December without any exemptions on your tax bill. You'll be able to start the new year in January with a new assessed value, and that is when you can apply for homestead exemption and any other exemptions that you may meet, as long as you do so by March 1st of that year. If you have any questions on property taxes here in Flagler County and Palm Coast, Florida, you can leave a comment below, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'll do anything I can to answer those questions and help you make a smooth move to Palm Coast, Florida. Hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you on the next video.